This is the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services.
And I'm Heather Branch here with Abe to ask about some of the things you can be working on now for your financial future as you get closer to retirement. 571-570-3559 is our number. You can give us a call, plan some time to meet with Abe and his team about your financial and retirement savings plan. That's 571-570-3559. And you can also find us anytime at theretirementkey.com. As we are fully, we talk about this every year, and every year I always say, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the feeding season, Abe. Like the feeding
fall time, holidays. Hey, I'm ready for it. This year has flown by.
I know. And actually, you have better prepared than anybody I know for the fall feeding frenzy. You have been on this like health journey this past
Got to keep
year.
going strong through the rest of 2023 and into 2024 strong. Hey, when you have momentum and all that going for you, you got to keep it going.
Send some of your motivation and momentum.
One foot in front of the other. That's all.
That's it. And I appreciate your approach to so many things in life because, I mean, the challenge is they're there. They are real for so many people in so many different instances. We could sit here and compare so many different walks of life that we all go through. But the challenge that it is for so many people to just think about the financial responsibility that it is for 20, 30, sometimes 40 years of retirement. I think it's why so many people, the whole jump into bed and pull the sheets over your head idea, because it just gets so overwhelming, everything that's involved in that process.
Absolutely.
And so knowing that we've got you here to help us figure it all out is obviously such a helpful and resourceful tool. And I know that's why people come and see you all the time. They just want somebody to help them figure these things out, Abe.
There's a lot to make sense of, a lot of decisions to make, and a lot to put together.
So let's talk about something that people might be thinking about right now, just because it's Q4, end of the year, and the idea of RMDs, those required minimum distributions that you have to take on your retirement savings account. This is kind of a basic retirement 101 subject matter that I wanted to ask you about, because there was this woman, she wrote into an advice column on smartasset.com, and she's saying that it's the major question. It's time for her to start taking her RMDs. However, she doesn't need the money, and she wants to know what kind of options she might have. So, and I know that you've spoken to people like this in your office that are in the same position. Abe, I don't need the money. Why do I have to do this? What options do folks in this position have?
One of the biggest options, Heather, that people have, if you don't need a required minimum distribution, let's just say you've got $1 million in your TSP or 401k or IRA, and that's about $40,000 that you have to take out, about 4% at age 73 and beyond. And as you age, the percentage and the amount goes up. But that might be $40,000 or whatever the amount is for you that, like you just said, you don't need because maybe all of your income exceeds your expenses. Yeah. So this is additional income that you don't want or need. You don't want it to cause additional taxation in your retirement plan. And so a lot of our clients would just say, hey, Abe, if it wasn't for this mandatory IRS RMD, I wouldn't take it out anyways. What are my options? Well, a big option, if you're 70 and a half or older, and in that RMD time frame and age of your life, is to donate part or all of your required minimum distribution through what's called a QCD, Qualified Charitable Distribution. And so in 2023, you can actually donate up to $100,000 of your mandatory distribution. And I've seen people that have to take over $100,000 out, whether they want to or not. You know, if you have a couple $1,000,000 saved, $2 to $3 million or more saved, and it's all in pre-tax accounts, your RMDs are going to be pretty hefty. Yeah. So if you're concerned about maybe what to do with those RMDs and ways to get those mandatory distributions out safely without incurring sequence risk and getting those dollars in maybe somebody else's hands, so it doesn't cause a tax event, then a QCD is a great way, Qualified Charitable Distribution. Okay. And so we actually just helped a lady whose primary reason for calling into the show and coming in to meet with myself and our advisory team was RMD strategy in her retirement plan. This lady is 74, so she is in her second year of mandatory IRS distributions, and she's got about $1 million saved. She lives in Sterling, Virginia, and she's basically concerned, Heather, with the distribution and income side of her retirement plan. She's clearly retired, former military, so she's got a military pension. Yeah. Then she went to work on the civilian side with the federal government. Then she has a Social Security check, and she was disabled while serving the country, so she has VA disability. 4 guaranteed income sources backed by the federal government, which more than exceeds her expenses on an annual basis.
Wow.
So, of course, she's saying, Abe, help me here. And the team, I don't need these RMDs.
Yeah.
Well, she is charitably inclined, and what she is doing, Heather, is she's donating all of that RMD to the church she goes to and several other churches in Northern Virginia. Wow. And so what happens here in this situation is she doesn't get taxed on that distribution or withdrawal. And obviously the charity and the 501c3s don't either. So it's a beautiful thing and a beautiful way for a retiree to continue to give into retirement. And really, if you're 70 and a half and older, that's the first way that you want to actually give and donate, whether it's tithing or giving to any 501c3 of your choice. A lot of people will donate and tithe just by passing the basket at church. But the best way at 70 and a half and older is through that QCD.
Okay.
So her primary concern and reason for coming into the office was to actually handle distributions and RMDs. And that's exactly what we helped her with, an RMD and distribution strategy. You don't get this type of planning at an accumulation, wealth-based and wealth management type of firm because the discussion is always based around building and accumulating wealth. There is nothing wrong with that. We are for that too. And most of our clients, are retiring in their 60s and they want to continue to build their wealth and grow their resources. But just as importantly, they are concerned with protecting the wealth, preserving it, and getting it out safely into their loved ones in the most tax efficient way. If those are concerns for you and you're listening right now, you really need a distribution focused plan to complement the growth plan you've had your entire life. So if you are listening right now, I want you to go to the retirementkey.com. Click on the Contact Us tab at the top of the page, and we can begin to have these same conversations about distributions with you as well.
We also have links posted in the show notes. So you can just click there to begin the conversation, or again, find us anytime. The website, theretirementkey.com. All right, so thinking about our retirement years, there's obviously a lot of nostalgia that's involved in this space and this time, this frame of mind that we're in that time of life. And when it comes to nostalgia, there's also a lot of memories and different things that have been involved in our life. And I just don't know a single person in the world, definitely not in the United States, that doesn't have some sort of Disney memories. Even if it's just my favorite Disney movie, for me, it's always, what's your favorite Disney princess? Mine was Snow White. But thinking about just the legend and the heritage that the Disney empire is and has become over the years, over 100 years. I couldn't believe, I guess I can believe Disney just officially turned 100 years old. And what's really interesting about a company like this is to reflect back on everything that as a company they have made it through and they have survived. Disney has joined the exclusive club of companies that made it through things like the Great Depression and World War II, the advent of the internet, and the social media area. It's still relevant. It's still a very important company, business, brand, all the other things that you can associate with a name like Disney. But thinking about this survivability, this longevity, how can we achieve our own longevity in our retirement plans on par to what Disney has become?
Yeah, just a quick tidbit with Disney. So I believe when Walt Disney was first founding his company, people laughed at him. People laughed at the idea that this would be a success. Little did they know. In addition, another fun fact, he had to borrow against his whole life insurance policies. He had to borrow cash value to basically take a loan out to help him in those early years of the business. So, those types of assets and strategies in a retirement plan can be super beneficial, and we're actually going to talk about it more today.
Okay.
But you ask about how can we increase longevity in our retirement plan? What can we do to help make sure our money's going to last? So a couple things. Obviously, you want to continue to save more and more as you make more money in your working years. As you get closer and closer to retiring, you can delay Social Security. That could increase your Social Security income. You could buy things like life insurance and long-term care and annuities that could help with longevity insurance and provide even guaranteed pension-like income that could last you the rest of your life. You want to be mindful of inflation, and you want to plan out your income and paychecks and play checks in retirement. You want to have fun and have that lifestyle plan built in as well.
Right.
So we had a gentleman, you want to have something to live for, in other words, right?
Sure,
you want to have a purposeful retirement plan built out.
Yeah.
So we had a gentleman call into the show and then come into the office from Bethesda, Maryland, and he has about $1 million saved, and he's a 2 to 3 on our risk scale, so very conservative. He's won the game. He and his wife have won the game. They have enough saved. They've built a big enough nest egg. They've got great rental income and about $1 million in investments. But he also has an autistic son. And one of the most important reasons for meeting with our firm was to build out a legacy plan, a plan that focused on protecting and preserving everything he and his wife had worked so hard to build so that when they're gone, their autistic son would be taken care of financially as best as possible.
Yeah.
So legacy, passing on money, passing on all the family values of hard work and all the values that they are going to pass on to their son was very important as well.
Right.
That was appropriate for someone to protect and preserve that wealth and to pass on the family's dollars in the most tax efficient way. We incorporated tax planning, which included Roth conversions, life insurance, which can pass on tax-free, access tax-free over their lifetime, passes on tax-free when they're gone. And all those things are included and strategies included in a comprehensive retirement roadmap. Ask yourself, do you have a roadmap for this next season of your life? What's important to you? Is legacy important to you, or do you want to bounce the last check, the day that you pass away? Is health care important to you? Is making the right Social Security decisions important to you? Whatever it is, put together a plan. So if you're listening right now, go to theretirementkey.com, click on the Contact Us tab at the top of the page, and we can begin to have these same conversations with you as well.
We also have links posted in the show notes, so you can just click on those links and that will lead you over to our website. Or again, find us anytime at theretirementkey.com.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Key Podcast with Abe Abish. To learn more about Abish Financial Services, visit theretirementkey.com. And join Abe for his radio show, The Retirement Key, Saturdays at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 2 p.m. on WMAL.
Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management, LLC, number 310633, a registered investment advisor firm. Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abish Financial Services, Inc., Virginia Insurance License number 127820.